Good morning, year 7 and 8. Really exciting morning for me. It's the first live event that we are trying out as an assembly. So we've got 2 year groups here, this could be what we do going forward, maybe even using this for whole school assemblies. So thank you for being part of this, and I hope you enjoy this assembly. What I'm going to be talking to you about today is how to maintain your posture and other areas of your health during remote learning, because all of you are at home now for the school day, and you've all got varying different spaces that you're working in. I want you to be mindful of different things to do with your posture that could help and support your health, and making sure that you are working safely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my content now, and we are going to look at this slide here. So this is what we're looking at, maintaining our posture and health during remote learning. So remote learning, as I said, brings many difficulties, some of which can affect your health, especially your posture. And we're going to look at your posture today, what that is, and also some of the health issues that can occur and ways we can prevent any health issues happening. So what is your posture? Your posture is how you hold your body. Now, it can be described in 2 different ways. Your dynamic posture is walking, running, bending. So it's any time you're moving is how you hold your body. We all run slightly differently. You may have seen this in PE lessons or in the playground. And so we all have different ways, different dynamic postures. But what I'm really interested in today is our static posture. When we're sitting especially, but our static posture also looks our posture when we're standing or sleeping as well. Why do I want to look at our sitting posture? Well, as I alluded to earlier, we are sitting down a lot through the day to do our lessons. So think about this now. What are you doing now? How are you sitting? I believe that most of you are sitting in one of these 2 ways. You're either hunched over your desk, or you're slouched in your bed or on your sofa or on a chair. Now, if you're one of the people on the left, if you're hunching, and this isn't just when you're working on a desk, you can see the lady there, we hunch when we text message as well, but that's for another assembly maybe. Hunching over your desk can lead to the round shoulders in your back, and you can see the lady on the left, the top of her back is rounding over the top. And this can lead to shoulder and upper back stiffness. So when she straightens up her back, you generally find that you have to stretch out your back, and your muscles at the top of the back might be stiff or sore. Now, some of you might be sat at a desk or in your bed, and you might be slouching. Now, what do you notice about the lady slouching on the right? Well, there's no support underneath the bottom of her back. Now, what this does is it puts a lot of tension on those muscles. And over time, your muscles in your back and in your stomach, your abdominals, are working really hard, and they become stiff and sore through a lack of support. So if you are doing one of those 2 things, I'm going to tell you now how we can rectify that in maybe one of the areas that you're working on today. Now, some of you might have a really nice setup, and you might be able to be working at a desk. And if you are, I want you to look at these tips. Now, what I'll also do is I'll post this presentation onto your Google Classrooms afterwards, so you can look at the next couple of pictures that come up and see if your working area is correct. The main thing to look at here is the man is really comfortable. He's got back support. His feet are flat on the floor. His monitor is roughly an arm's length away, so he's not straining to see it, and it's not too close, so it's affecting his eyes. Also, the top of the monitor is about eyesight. Okay. Now, some of you may have to, may be working in a bed, or may decide to work 1 or 2 lessons in a bed in the day. This isn't recommended, but if you have to, then here's a way of looking how you can make that comfortable. Make sure that you aren't slouching, and the girl in this picture has got good back support with pillows behind her back. Also, they're not avoiding neck strain by looking down with their neck. They're using their eyes to peer down at their monitor. One way you can make this even better is if you've got a lap rest, maybe a lap tray that you might actually even eat food on. If you're watching telly and eating food, you could put that on your lap to make your monitor rise up slightly. Now, some of you might be working at a table, or might think that you might, there might be a table available some of the time of the day for you to work. This is similar to a desk, and similar in that you can have your laptop at eye level. This lady has got a stand, but you could use some books, a sturdy book, to put your laptop on. If you have got one, have a separate mouse and not use the trackpad on a laptop. The difference between this and working at a specified work desk is that if you're working at a dinner table, for example, you'll normally be sat on a dinner table chair. So make sure you put a cushion on this port and feet flat on the floor. Lastly, have any of you thought about working at a standing desk? Now, a standing desk, some adults in industries use these, and a standing desk has some benefits that people may not have thought of. It allows your muscles to work, or some of the muscles to work, ones that wouldn't be working if you were sat down. Okay. Also, it takes pressure off your lower back if you aren't sat correctly. Last of all, standing up actually increases blood flow to your brain, which can help with concentration and also your productivity. So if you've got to concentrate in a lesson, sometimes standing up and working at, a chest of drawers or a cabinet in this case, can actually help you concentrate in your lessons. And you'll notice here that they put their laptop higher so that they're not straining their neck to look downwards. So what are my top tips? My top tips are support your back, because this reduces the risk of back pain. You support your back with pillows and sitting up correctly, straight in a chair. Adjust your chair. If you're using a chair and you've got an adjustable one, adjust it so that your arms, if you look at the correct picture on the right, your arms can reach out onto the desk. You're not having to bend your elbows too much. And you are not too far away from the desk. Make sure your feet are rested on the floor, or if your feet can't reach the floor, on a flat surface, a footrest, or something flat. I don't want you to ruin some books maybe, but anything else flat, maybe a box you could put your feet on. Place your screen at eye level. Okay, so you're not having to use your neck to look downwards, which can cause stiffness in the back of your neck. Actually raise it so you're using your eyes to look where you're at your screens. Have the keyboard straight in front of you, not to your side, and don't twist to work, because this can cause muscle stiffness in your back. And the final thing, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with, is taking regular breaks. So taking regular breaks is really key, and this is why the school have taken the decision to not have hour-long Teams lessons in front of screens. We have 45-minute lessons to allow you to have 15-minute breaks in between lessons. Now, these breaks not only help you mentally, but can help you physically as well. Concentrating for 45 minutes is tough, but you can all do it, and you've been doing really well in your lessons at concentrating. But that 15 minutes almost allows your brain to recharge. But it also will allow your body to recharge, and maybe through movement you can kind of reset your body ready to start your next lesson. So there's some simple ways you can do that. There's some stretches you can do. For example, 3 easy stretches I've got here is a neck stretch you could start with. So all you do is you lean your head towards one shoulder, and with the same arm that your head is leaning towards, you apply a slight pressure on your head, and you should feel a slight stretch in your neck. And I want you to hold that for 10 seconds each side. So some of you might be doing that now, and that's great. What this does is it allows your neck muscles to recuperate, to be stretched and prepared again for time concentrating in one position. So as I said, hold it for 10 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds, and then and do that twice either side. The next stretch I'd like you to do is using a doorway, and it's called the starfish through the door, and this stretches out your pec muscles. So what you do is you walk through a door, and then as you walk through, obviously do this slowly, I'm not going to walk through a door very fast. You put your arms either side of the door frame, and as you go through, use your arms to resist, and you should feel a stretch across the front of your pectorals. What this will do is it will allow you to stretch the muscles in your pecs, because when we're working at a desk, sometimes these become strained if we're in a bad position, and so it allows us to stretch the front of our torso and be ready to learn again. The last thing is a spine twist stretch. Sorry, it's come up in the wrong order. So you can see the girl in the bottom right corner. She has laid on her back, and what she's done is she's put her right leg across her body whilst keeping her left leg flat on the floor, and used her left arm to keep her right leg down, pushing it towards the floor. And she would hold this for 10 seconds each side. You'd repeat exactly the same process, but mirror it with your left leg. The other thing that I'm really excited to talk about is our 3-minute fitness. The PE department will be posting 3-minute fitness videos on Google Classroom and onto the Walthamstow Academy website every day. And what we'd like you to do is this is, it's optional. You can either do these stretches, or what you could do is look at one of these 3-minute videos and do some really simple exercises in your bedroom to keep you to get blood flowing to your muscles, and just to keep your body moving. And you could do this before school. You could do it in between lessons or at lunch or break time, or you could do it after school. These videos will be there for you to access anytime. The benefits of this is that you will, like I said, get your body moving after a long day or before a long day of online learning, and it keeps you active rather than sat down at a desk all day. So what I want you to do now, what I want you to do is think about this assembly. Think about the area that you're working in. I want you to think about, are you working in a bed? Are you working at a desk? Are you working at a kitchen table? Could you have a standing desk? And I want to think about all the ways that you could make your environment safe for your posture, so that you don't get muscle soreness after every day's learning. Because posture, if you have long-term posture or long-term sitting in the wrong direction, in the wrong position, or if you have long-term muscle soreness, it can be quite painful. And so this is really important that you make sure your working environment fits your needs and also fits what you have around you. And also, you know, you can change it up in the day. If you think one lesson, I'm going to go and have a standing lesson because my dining room or it's quiet in there to work now, you can change up your area. But just make sure that you're supporting your back and trying to make sure your environment is the best working environment possible for you. As I said, I'll place this onto Google Classroom for you so that you can refer to it and look at your working environment and use the tips that it has to make your working environment effective. So what I'm going to do now is go to here. There we have it. Thank you very much, Year 7 and 8. If you have any questions, please email me. My email address is james.parker@walthamstow-academy.org, or you could ask your heads of year, Miss Jackson or Miss Farley, and we will support you, give you tips on making your working environment at home as best as possible. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.